Welcome back, everybody. In today's episode of Cooking with Kirby, we're gonna be smoking up some baby back ribs on my offset smoker. So I got these baby backs prepared. I already got the silver skin on the back already taken off. I really don't care for, the trimming and all that stuff. That's more calm. This is backyard. So I'm gonna give it a binder of some mustard. We're gonna just go ahead and give it a slather, and then we'll season up our ribs. Today we're going to be using my signature barbecue rub, the California Dream, and you can pick this up on my website, cookingwithkirby.com. It's a really good blend. It's influenced by Texas, but it's got a lot of inspiration, the spices, out here in California. It's a really good blend. It's my go-to. We're going to just go ahead and give a nice coating over here in the back. Like I said, I like to focus more on the top of the ribs than I do the back. Alright, same thing as the back. This rub gives the meat a really good color. It's the chili spices that we have out here in California. Really bright red, orangish color. And then when the meat's cooked, it's like a dark mahogany. Looks really good. Alright, so on this side, I'm going to go a little bit slower as I apply. I designed this barbecue rub to be like really heavily placed on the meat. So I like to cake it on there, nice good coating. Instead of putting several different barbecue seasonings like I see on other channels, I like to just use one. That way it's one flavor. That way you're getting all the flavor from it. Alright, so I'm gonna let these sit for about 20 minutes or so. Then I'm gonna go ahead and get the smoker ready. Alright, so we're gonna be using 2 chimneys of B&B mesquite charcoal. What I'm gonna be doing here is I'm gonna make like a snake effect. So I got some charcoal heating up. So I'm gonna put that lit charcoal right here in the front. That way, like a snake effect, it'll just get used up. And that way I can get a consistent heat. Now, depending on what temperature I can get it at, I'm gonna try to shoot for 250, between 250 to 275. I kind of want a little bit of a faster cook, but I do want that low and slow. So yeah, I'm shooting for between 250, 275. So once I get it about right there, then I'll adjust the vents to keep that temperature. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and add our charcoal in there. Alright, this was about a half of a chimney of charcoal. Now I want this all to be on this side. I don't want it to start getting nothing else, catch flame. I just want this start off right here in the beginning. For ribs, I like to use a mix of cherry and apple chunks along with the mesquite flavor. So I'm gonna add some of these chunks in there, let them burn. That way I could get a clean smoke. I'm gonna leave that open, and once they get nice and black, I'm gonna go ahead and close everything up. It's been about 10 minutes or so. Our dummy thermometer here on the grill is showing above 300, like about 340-ish. But I actually have a probe in here and it's reading at 260. So it looks like we're having consistent heat. It actually got up to about 275. I closed down the vent just a tad bit, so it's like about that much airflow, and I got the smokestack closed up just a tad bit, so that way I can keep a consistent temperature. So now we're gonna go ahead and put our ribs right here in this section. This is where I have my grill. That way I know the temperature that the ribs are being cooked at. Now I'm hoping to get about 3 hours out of that charcoal. I'm gonna check on it in about 2. All I'm gonna do is just close this up and let it do its thing. All right, guys, it's been a little over an hour. I've been at a steady temp of 260-ish. I actually like how that chain method of the charcoal's going. It's been at a steady temperature, and that's something a lot of people have been having questions on. So It's a little over an hour 15 minutes. Good old apple juice. Yeah, apple juice is my go-to. Alright, let's close it up, let it do its thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and check on our charcoal. It's been about an hour, it's been over an hour and a half, and it's looking good. So as you can see, it's got that chain effect. So I'm hoping I could get 3 hours of cook time out of this. It's been at a steady temperature of 260-ish degrees. I'm gonna just go ahead and throw a little bit of more cherry and apple wood chunks and let those catch flame real quick, and then close it up. But yeah, definitely doing it like that, filling your smoke box up and just lighting one in. It's performing really well, and I actually like how it's performing. So I've been at a steady temperature of 260-ish, like 263 all this whole time. So it's working out pretty good. Alright, so it's been about 2 hours. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap these. I'm actually gonna be losing light, so I got my lights out here, but okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put about half of a cup of Coke, apple juice, soda, any soda of your choice. That'll work. I'll do Coke today. Alright, go ahead and sit that there. Alright, so I got these wrapped up, so we're gonna just close this up and we're gonna let it go for another hour. Alright, it's close to our third hour. I've lost light out here, but it's all good. Still got dinner coming up. So I'm on the last bit of my charcoal, so I'm gonna move this around. That way I can get some more airflow. I'm starting to lose a little bit of heat. Right now it's showing about 240-ish. Get some of these lit. I'm actually impressed with that little method that I did. It worked out really well. It gave me 3 solid hours. I'm actually gonna add a little bit more charcoal because we got about another hour to go. I just want the temp on this to come up a little bit. And then once I'm ready to baste it with some barbecue sauce, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more charcoal. But for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and close this up. And once I hit that exact 3 hour mark, we'll come back and solve this. So it's been our third hour, and we're gonna unwrap these ribs. Nice. They're looking really good. We got a nice, beautiful steam coming out of this. Yeah, they're ready to sauce up. Go ahead and take this out. Got a little bend to it, probably a little bit more, but we are gonna let these go for another hour. So I like to start off with the back side because I only put barbecue sauce on the back side one time, and then I'll focus on the top to get a nice glaze on the barbecue sauce. So this rack I'm gonna put on some spicy barbecue, and then the other one is gonna be kid friendly. So I'm gonna just go ahead and slather it up, get a nice coating on here. Now I'm gonna increase the temp because I like to get a good glaze on the barbecue sauce. Plus I'm losing a little bit of time. You know, I started this like around 2:45-ish in the afternoon. It's already almost 6 o'clock, so go ahead and slather it up. I'm gonna go wash this off, and then because this is a spicy barbecue sauce, so I'm gonna put some Sweet Baby Ray's on that one for the kids. All right, so I'll go ahead and doctor this one out. Just put a nice coating on there. You know, like I said, I like to focus on the top of the ribs. Get a nice glaze from this barbecue sauce. Alright, so I am going to close this up and we're going to let this just do its thing. I want that barbecue sauce to cake up on me. I think this one's going to be a lot more glazier because that Sweet Baby Ray's works out fantastic. The sugar on that barbecue sauce just thickens up nicely. I am going to be adding in a half of a chimney of mesquite lumps, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Now I'm actually happy with this this experiment, so I'm going to just go ahead, like I said, I'm only going to add a half of a chimney. Now I went ahead and opened up the vents. I want this to get a little bit hot, not too hot though. So I want to get a good glaze on those ribs, and I just need a little bit higher temperature than 250. So I'm going to try to shoot for about 275, a solid 275. A little bit higher is fine. Like I said, right now we're just glazing the ribs. So I'm going to let this catch some flame for a little bit, and then I'll try to control the temperature on it. Alright, so for this next 45 minutes, we're going to go ahead and baste the top. That's perfect for me. I mean, it's the bottom, that's not what we see. So I'm not going to show the other times I glaze the top, but I do focus on the top more than I do the bottom. So what I do is I just give a good glaze. I'm going to do this 3 times, and within the next 45 minutes, each in 15-minute intervals, open it up and just give it a nice glaze with some barbecue sauce. Not a whole lot of pullback. That's what I noticed on this. Yeah, Sweet Baby Ray's is going to be a nice coating. This one might not give me such a deep glaze like this one will be. This one's a low carb. I'm on the keto diet. This is a low carb barbecue sauce. So it's in replacement right now. I even customized my barbecue rub, which my barbecue rub normally has brown sugar, but I kind of modified it a little bit for this cook. That way I can be low, carb friendly. Oh yeah, big difference. See the difference in low carb and regular barbecue sauce? Huge difference right here. I mean, I'm close to my goal on as far as my weight loss, about 245, and I'm looking to get about 220, and yeah, probably about another 90 days or so, because the first time I was on keto, I lost about 30 pounds. Then I went to a low fat diet, and was really strict on that, and got back on keto about 250 pounds or so, and right now I'm about 245, so there's about another 25 pounds to go. Alright, that's looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and put a timer for another 15 minutes. Now I'm not gonna show you the rest of this because I'll just show you the end product, but for the next 3 15-minute intervals, I'm gonna go ahead and just baste it with some barbecue sauce. So this one, I'm not expecting a whole lot. I know this one right here because it has the brown sugar in there and the molasses, so you're gonna get better results out of the regular barbecue sauces, but we'll see how this one does. I don't know, we'll find out. But yeah, we'll come back and I'll show you the end results. Alright, so we reached our 4th hour and our ribs are done. As I expected, I knew the Sweet Baby Ray's was gonna be a nice glossier glaze on that barbecue sauce. This one here, the low carb, it don't have the sugars. Let me get a close up. This one right here, you can tell it has way more of a gloss to it than this one here. It's more of like I don't know. Yeah, this is like super tender. I'm gonna go ahead and take these off, and we'll go ahead and cut them up. Now you can see what they look like. So this is our final product. This is the one that has the low carb barbecue sauce. As you can see, it does not have a glaze at all. But the one with Sweet Baby Ray's, That one's a fantastic looking rack of ribs. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it right here. Good smoke green. Yeah, it looks good. So I'm gonna try this one. Yeah, that's a good bite right there. Perfect. Oh yeah. This has a perfect bite to it. Tender, lots of flavor. That barbecue sauce, along with my rub, really, really delicious. I have to say this cook was fantastic. That method of filling up the smoke box like I did, it worked out perfectly because you know what, I got good solid 3 hours of cook time, and it makes it a lot easier, you know, instead of having to open it up and add fuel to it. So try that out. If you have this smoker or you have an offset smoker, try that method out. It worked really well, and these ribs were just great. You can't say nothing wrong with Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. That stuff leaves a beautiful glaze on your ribs. And with my rub and everything, came out fantastic. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. That way you can see future videos just like this. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave it down in the comment section, and I'll get back to you shortly. I got these recipes. They're really good. You should check them out. Now y'all be beautiful and take care.